What's up, Marvel Snappers, and welcome to another Deck Tech video. Today we're going to be exploring how we can play with Spectrum going into Pool 2 with a couple of the new tools we have, and some tweaks to the deck to give us a chance against some of the other Pool 2 strategies. The primary card is Spectrum, who on reveal gives all of your other ongoing cards plus 2 power. With the additional Pool 2 cards, we can actually have the entire deck aside from Spectrum being ongoing, so this is an even bigger power push than it was in Pool 1. But due to the fact that there's lots of Devil Dinosaurs and other powerful synergy decks running around, we can't afford to not draw a big payoff card for our cards, and Onslaught is a fantastic backup who doubles the ongoing effects at this location. Onslaught and Iron Man can win a lane all on their own, but Onslaught can also interact with Claw, who's pushing plus 6 power to the right, and Mr. Fantastic, who's spreading plus 2 power to the adjacent locations, and can actually catch your opponent off guard if they are anticipating that you're going to Spectrum, and you actually buff up your power in a different way. The new Pool 2 inclusions in this deck is Warpath, who has the ongoing effect that if one of your locations is empty, it gets plus 4 power. This brings it up to 9 power, which is higher than the Jessica Jones, and it's 1 less power than Namor, but it doesn't have the restriction that you can't play other cards to its location. So ideally, you're giving up one of the locations and concentrating all of your power into the other two. Rounding out the deck is Ant-Man, who is just a fantastic ongoing card and can sneak into a lane and give you a big buff, and can actually get plus 3 extra power from the Onslaught. Ebony Maw is the other Pool 2 card that's being included. It's 7 power for 1 energy, which is absolutely nuts, but it has a lot of restrictions. You can't play it after turn 3, and has the ongoing effect you can't play cards to the location that this is played at. And that's where things like the Mr. Fantastic or the Claw come in to help push some extra power into the Ebony Maw lane. And since it's ongoing, it can also get the Spectrum buff. So you can get quite a lot of power out of this card. And with Warpath, you don't want to fill up all of your locations anyways, so if this ends up being a dead draw later, it's not the end of the world. It is, however, 1 cost, same with the Ant-Man. So we are running an Armor just to protect them from a Killmonger, and Armor's also ongoing and benefits from the Spectrum buff, but can't synergize with the Onslaught. Colossus is just 2 energy, 3 power. These effects come up once in a while, and it can receive the Spectrum buff, but it's good enough for 2 energy. We have Captain America, who can buff up the other cards at this location, and actually works well with the Onslaught as well. And Cosmo, who ongoing makes on-reveal abilities not trigger at this location. This can be a great disruptive tool, and is a good place to put a card like your Iron Man behind, because the Cosmo prevents the Enchantress from being able to trigger. One thing to remember is that your Spectrum is an on-reveal ability, so be careful not to play your Spectrum to the Cosmo lane. We actually do it in the last game in this video, but thankfully it doesn't cost us the match. We did have Onslaught in hand and had another route to victory, but definitely something to keep in mind. With that, let's hop into some games. Our first location is Monster Island, which gives us a bit of a buff there. Might end up being a really good lane for our Iron Man. Okay, they go with an Agent 13, so more Devil Dinosaur. For now, we can get a Colossus down, be a little bit higher than that Agent 13. Then they go with a Collector. Thankfully, we don't have any on reveals, so let's go with a Mr. Fantastic, spread a bit of our power. And then they go with the Sentinel. So they're not going to play the Moon Girl here. It's going to take up one of these 2 spots. we're revealing first. And this might be Claw Onslaught? That's not going to be enough to come up over the Devil Dino. We may want to squeeze Captain America in here, get a bit more power. Ooh, and our Cosmo shuts down their Shang-Chi. That was close. Didn't see that one coming. Okay, so the Devil Dinosaur is going to be 13. So we can come up over that with the Iron Man. Oh, and they have an Iron Man. Okay, so we're already pushing 2 power here. We can make sure we end up winning Monster Island and spread our power out a bit. Make sure we're 5 here, 5 here. They should be unlikely, if they have the Devil Dinosaur, to be able to match that. We know they have a Sentinel, which can be 3 power here, and then maybe it's a White Queen to close it out. It's about the only line we lose to, so let's stay in. The Claw won't quite be enough. When they play the Devil Dinosaur and a Nightcrawler, and it's not enough to come up over us, and we take left and right. Victory. Let's hop into another one. First location is the Peak, which kinda just wrecked us. Ruined both our Ebony Maw and our Warpath. We can play both Spectrum and Onslaught this game, so maybe that's enough. But that was a devastating Peak. Especially because it could have given our opponent upside, where for the most part it only hurt us. Let's get an Ant-Man down. Okay, and they go armor into Ant-Man. So yeah, we're gonna stay out of the Peak. We can armor our Ant-Man. Okay, and they storm Necrosha. They've committed a lot of resources. If we claw, we can get 6 power into here, and if they commit more, we can get up over it with the Onslaught. And the Onslaught will also give us an extra +3 on the Ant-Man. So we'd be at 21. It's a pretty good amount of power. Let's snap and claw. The Warpath would have been more power this turn, but the Onslaught should pull this out for us. They think they're ahead, but we get to put an extra 6 in there and actually get a pretty big buff ourselves. And we win this only playing cards to Washington, D.C. Just shows the power of Claw. That peak really hurt, but apparently not enough to stop us from winning. And we take our 4 cubes. Let's hop into another one. Ooh, Elysium is pretty good. I'll be helping our opponent out too. But we can hold our cards for now. We'll make sure to play Ebony Maw on turn 3. Okay, and they go with an Agent 13. This will be a decent location to throw the Ebony Maw. We can armor to protect it too. So yeah, let's get the armor down. That protects us from a Shang-Chi as well. And if we Ebony Maw here, then we have the ability to claw into it. We'll hold the Colossus and Cosmo for now. Okay, they put a lot of low power cards here. Tillin is going to shuffle our hand. So let's get some cards down. Because of Warpath, let's actually just get this location filled up. And we'll actually go up in cards from Tillin, or our opponent's going to go down in cards. This is pretty good for their Devil Dinosaur on our part, because it will be a lower power threshold. We redraw back into the Spectrum. When we get the Warpath. Okay, this is looking really good. We can play the Warpath. Keep the claws a bit of a surprise. Let's actually snap them.
I am Iron Man.
Oh. Okay, wait, they play Iron Man. So if they play their Devil Dinosaur here, we can still push 8 power into a Tillin next turn. They'll likely want to stay out of Elysium when we show this much power. And if the Devil Dinosaur goes here, we might be able to sneak out a Tillin on the final turn. Alright, so they Collector, White Queen getting a copy of our Spectrum, and Cable. Okay, so they've got a copy of our Spectrum, which would give them +4 power here. The Devil Dinosaur is at most 9. So yeah, I don't think they can just beat Spectrum. Moon Girl would give them 3 cards, which would be +6. And we're giving +6 as well. And then it would come down to the tiebreaker, and our Elysium lane will be huge. I think we're okay. Oh! Oops, we both played Spectrum into the Cosmo lane. That was unwise. So the play was actually play Onslaught, because that's still +6 here with the Claw, and an extra +4 on the Warpath. That was not smart on either of our parts, but we pull it out. But definitely a good reminder to remember your own Cosmo. While it disrupts the opponent, it can also disrupt the one on reveal effect in the deck, the Spectrum. I hope you enjoyed the games. Thankfully that last misplay didn't cost us the match. If you have any questions or feedback for me, make sure to leave those in the comment section below. And also, let me know if there's any Pool 2 strategies or combos you would like explored on the channel. We're coming to the end of the Pool 2 content, and we'll soon be moving into Pool 3. So if you have any suggestions about how I should approach that content going forward, that would also be appreciated. I do have a main account that is almost collection level 2000, and has a good chunk of the Pool 3 cards, and we can start building some decks with those, or we can push this account a little bit into Pool 3 and work with those cards. Let me know, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.